Let's continue our prefix sum pattern. In previous video, we see the introductions of prefix sums as well as solving the problem called finding the pivot index. Now in this video, you're going to solving the problem called Subarray sum equal to k. First, let's see the templates because this is very important. When you should think of the prefix sum patterns. See, when you have equations which one is related to array or subarray, first you can think of the sliding window. First of all, you can think of the sliding window. Now, if your subarray or array is containing the negative element, then you can think of the prefix sums or cadence algorithms. Now, if your question is not related to finding the maximum or minimum, and this time you can think of the cadence, but when you don't need to finding here the maximum or minimum things, so you can think of the prefix sum patterns. Also, one more thing, when you to finding the sum from left to right, see from left to right, then you need to finding here the pivot or equilibrium. You can using here this prefix sum technique. Now why not sliding into? Because in sliding into we are basically do the expansions and the shrinking. So how can you do that? We basically shrink and expand using here our two variable called high and low. So how you basically increase our high? If we have the negative elements, it may be increases or it may be decreases. That's mean we are unable to handling here the decreasing loop or the increasing loop. That's why sliding only is not applicable on here. So you can think other prefix sums. Now the second question, because this is second question is related to sum of subarray with having the negative number. And also you need to finding here a subarray sum which one is exactly equal to the k. Exactly equal to k, or if it is divisible by k, then you can think of the hash map. Now why hash map? We will discuss is right now. Okay. Now let's go on here. So it means that you can see that in the questions into finding here a subarray sum and is equal to k. So which one is exactly matched with our templates? Exactly matched with our templates. That's cool. Now let's see how can you basically solving these problems. So let's say we have an array called 1, 2, 3. I'm just taking this example from LeetCode. So 1, 2, 3. We given here a k is equal to 3. So this case, my answer, or you can say count of subarray is basically 2. How? Because 1 and 2, if I join them, it's equal to 3. K means our target. K is basically our target. And 3 is also an single subarray. Okay, it means that I can taking this one as also an subarray. It means that we basically have this two subarray. Okay, that's cool. Now how can you basically solve these problems? So in our array we have the multiple number of indexes. So let's say we have the A0 plus A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 is nothing but my summations. Okay, if I'm going to take here summation of that, it looks like that. Okay, so A0 is nothing but the index value of A0 for the 0th index, and 1 for 1 index, 2 for 1 index, 2 index, and 3 4 like that. Okay, now in this array, if I'm taking here this portion is a sum minus k, and this portion is nothing but my x. This portion is nothing but my x. So if I'm going to if I'm going to finding the summations, what will be my summation? My summation is basically sum minus k plus x, like that. Okay, like that. Sum minus k plus x. Now to finding here this x. So what will be x equal to sum minus, if I'm going to making this one, sum minus k, like that. So if I'm going to say that sum minus plus k. So if I'm going to cross this one, plus and minus, x equal to k, it means that if I need to find it here, or if someone tell me the value of sum minus k, I can say that this portion is exactly equal to k. It means that if someone is storing the value of sum minus k, which one is basically my running sum, it means that I can say that this part is equal to k. If I'm taking here this one as a green part, and this one is a, let's say this one is a blue part, if someone tell me the summations of the sum minus k, sum minus k, I can say that this portion is equal to k. So who tell me hash map? Who tell me hash map? And hash map is take care of it. Okay. Let's take one dry runs and then you can easily understand this thing very well. Okay. So let's take in the same example from LeetCode. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So we can taking here. Okay, let's taking here the white one. So let's say we have an array called, let's say array, which one is basically 1. Okay, we can taking 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this is nothing but my array. So what about my index? So my indexes is basically 0, 1, and 2. And my k is basically equal to 3. And my k is equal to 3. Cool, cool, cool. Now, I'm taking here a hash map. I'm taking here a hash map. Okay, this is my hash map. बहुत बड़ा हो गया actually. This is my hash map. Cool. Now what I need to do, I'm taking here the summation of that. Now if I'm taking here I equal to 0, if I taking here I equal to 0, for this I have to finding here two things. One is the sum, another one is sum minus k. Sum minus k. So what about my sum? So my sum is basically my 1 for this index. So what about my sum minus k? Sum minus k is equal to 1 minus 3 equal to minus 2. So if this minus 2 is available on here, no, minus 2 is not available on here. It means that we don't have any kind of subarray which one is equal to k. Cool. Now let's taking I equal to 1. So for this case, my sum is equal to 3. My sum is equal to 3. Now what about my sum minus k? What about my sum minus k? So my sum minus k equal to 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. If it is equal to k, yes, because we have a subarray which one is basically for 0. Empty subarray, empty subarray, empty, empty, empty. Okay, empty. It means that when you are basically writing down the code, make sure that you're passing here the 0 index as a 1 for the empty subarray. So it means that you're finding here a subarray, then when you are basically finding here a subarray like that, so you need to also storing here your summations. You need to also storing here your summations. So summation is 3. Summation is basically equal to 3 because we finding here and summations, and 3 is equal to 1. 3 is basically equal to 1. I mean this summation need to pass it in our hash map. If we find it, we need to put it here the summations. Okay. Now let's say I equal to 2. Let's say I equal to 2. And this case my summation is equal to 6. So what about my sum minus k? What about my sum minus k? Sum minus k equal to 6 minus 3 equal to 3. Is this 3 available in the hash map? Yes, this hash map is available. It means that if I get taking here one res, we can say that for this one we have a 1. Now for this one we also have a 1. Now the question answer is basically 2. We're also increasing here this element 1 to 2. Now if I see that our array is exhausted, so we don't need to counting this right now anymore. Okay, it means that we get here our count as 2. This is nothing but our answers. Okay, now let's see how can you basically write down here the pseudocode. Okay, I know it's quite difficult to know, but it's like that. Okay, so let's write down the pseudocode on here. So what you have, we basically have a vectors of or array of numbers. So first what you can do, we are basically taking here an unordered map. We can taking here an unordered map. So here we basically have our integers and also our integers, and you're taking here this MPP, or you can say the frequency. You can take it as f. Okay, and after that what I can do, we are going to passing here of f of 0 is basically equal to 1. For the hash map, we're just going to pass it to here as a 1. Now after that what I can do, we are basically creating here an loop. So let's say for int I equal to 0 to I of the n, and we can say that I plus plus. So every time what I can do is simply going to say that sum equal to sum plus array of I. Sum plus array of I, because we already do this thing in every time. And after that what we can do, we need to finding here our questions. Our question is sum minus k, and this portion is basically my running sum. It's nothing but my running sum. I have to check that if this running sum is available, is equal to the sum minus k, previous sum or not. So what I can do, you can say that in we have our questions. We can say the question equal to sum minus k, because this is our question that you're going to finding here from our hash map. Okay. Now what I can do is say that we need to finding the frequency. Let's say a frequency. You need to finding it here from our hash map. So you can say that the questions, and if it is finding them, we're simply going to add it our frequency, and finally you're going to storing here our running sum. That's it. That's it. Super simple. Okay. You can taking here sum as 0. Okay. So you're taking here another map. So you have the frequency. You're just taking here map, and then we are going to keep a track of running sum, and you can check that if it is equal to if this one is coming before or not. If this one is coming before, it means that you can say that it was basically exactly equal to the k. It's exactly equal to k. That's why we simply going to find it from frequency, I mean from our map. And if we find the frequency like that, it's simply going to increasing this out. Okay, you can see on here this hash map. You can also take another examples with the negative numbers, and you can do it yourself. Okay, now I am simply going to submit the code in the LeetCode. Okay, let's see. So here is the question from LeetCode. You can see submit sum equal to k, and you can see we're just going to taking here another map, and you're taking the sum and also for the rest. Okay, and you can see you're just taking here the running sums, and you also have the questions and the frequency. You just take it here from the another map, and then you have the rest plus equal to frequency, and f of sum is equal to sum plus plus. And after that, you finally actually returning here or less. Okay, now let's click on submit, and let's see it accepted or not. And after that, you're simply going to click on submit. Okay. That's it. It's super simple. Okay, you just need to think of that. How can you think of the green part and the yellow, and the blue part? Okay, like that. So that's it for today. Now I hope you enjoyed this full tutorial, and make sure to subscribe to the channel and share with friends. And also I'm thinking of the system design course as well. I'm going to upload it here very soon. How it is actually basically completed. I'm just going to creating the series for the system design, because we are planning for cracking here the FAANG company. That's all. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.